What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Daily Dose. Now, this video was going to be uploaded the same day as the last Daily Dose, and I was going to call it the double shot, but that totally didn't happen because it didn't happen. Anyways, this episode is actually going to have some older news that I want to talk about and I was going to cover back in the day, but I didn't get to, and it's going to have some new news just to make it fresh and awesome. So yeah, let's jump into it. First thing I want to talk about is a few weeks back, Geoff Johns did an interview where he talked about how Justice League is going to basically fix some of the things that BvS did. And one of those things being is Justice League will address why Batman was so violent in BvS. We're not going to get into the whole if BvS was good or it sucked or whatever. We're not getting into that discussion. If you liked it, you liked it. If you hated it, you hated it. But I personally loved this version of Batman. Like, this Batman was fucking awesome. But I've read a shitload of Batman comics and I was able to piece together things, but a lot of people was like, why is Batman using guns? Why is Batman killing people? So basically, Justice League is going to course correct that whole thing and get Batman back on track to the Batman that everybody knows and loves, which I have no problem with that. I'm just glad I actually got to see a brutal ass Batman on screen. One of the reasons why I loved BvS. So, Geoff Johns did talk about how they are going to course correct that Batman in Justice League, but at the same time, they are also going to have less of the like crazy nightmare scene stuff that you saw in BvS, which, you know, if you guys know anything about Zack Snyder, he is a visual director, and his movies, whether you like them or not, you cannot argue that they are not visually stunning and beautiful. Like, I hated Sucker Punch, but damn did that movie look badass. Anyways, Geoff Johns has said that Justice League will focus more on story instead of being visually pleasing with things like the nightmare scene and all these other little like Easter eggs that set up what could possibly happen in the DCEU. I mean, they're gonna have Easter eggs, they're gonna have badass shit, but the nightmare scene was just insane. And if you guys don't know what it was basically showcasing, the nightmare scene was basically injustice. If you have not read this book, oh my god, read this. This is one of the best DC comic books out there. Injustice is the shit. And that is basically what the nightmare scene in BvS was. And if you had read that and then you saw that, you're just like, oh! Anyways, I just wanted to touch on that because a lot of people don't know the big deal about Geoff Johns or what he's actually going to be doing with the DCEU, but he wants to bring back hope and optimism to the DC universe, which is what the comics offer. Yes, the comics are a little bit darker and stuff than, you know, Marvel or other genres of comics, but they do have a lot of hope and optimism in their comics, and that's why they're such a great brand and they're so iconic and everything. And Geoff Johns knows that, and he's a great writer, and he wants to bring that to the movies. So that's why I've always said I still have a lot of hope and optimism, you know, just to steal his words, for the DCEU. And now that he's in charge, I think it's gonna be fucking badass. And with these changes that he's gonna try to do to Justice League, you know, we're gonna start seeing if this gets better. Now, if the movies are still getting terrible reviews and shit after this, well then, fuck it. I'm still gonna watch them because I love DC, but, you know, we'll see. As long as they're not shittily edited like Suicide Squad, we're good. Go ahead and stick with the DCEU for a bit because something crazy came across my screen this week, and I was like, what? But I actually think it's kind of cool. So, fans have started a petition for Shia LaBeouf to be Red Hood in the DCEU. Now, of course, I want to know what you guys think about this, but I kind of think it could work. I mean, I don't know, like, Red Hood does have a smart-ass attitude. Shia LaBeouf can totally do that. I think he can just get, you know, a little bit more bulkier, and I think he could actually do a pretty good Red Hood, but I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty sure there are a lot of other people out there that could be Red Hood. And the funny thing is Shia LaBeouf actually auditioned for Suicide Squad. I believe he was auditioning for Captain Boomerang, but I think since he's had a lot of crazy off-the-set issues, DC was probably just wanting to stay away from him. But with fans trying to get a petition for Shia LaBeouf to be Red Hood, could DC be like, maybe let's give him a shot to be Red Hood because, you know, he's kind of crazy outside of the world, but you know what? Freaking Red Hood also has his own craziness inside the DC universe, so it might just be a perfect match. Let me know what you guys think about this. I just thought it was interesting that fans have started a petition to get Shia LaBeouf to be the Red Hood, and hey, fuck it, I'm all for it. I think it would be cool, but I'm not saying that there's not other people out there that would be better. but I want to know. Let's talk about this in the comments. Do you like Shia LaBeouf as Red Hood? The next bit of movie news we got is some awesome posters from the upcoming Power Rangers movie. Now, I don't know about you guys, but I grew up on Power Rangers, the original ones, like Jason, Tommy, Billy. You know what I'm talking about. Freaking Kimberly was like my freaking first crush ever. Pink Ranger's still looking good today. Anyways, these awesome posters came out of each character sitting on their Zords, and it looks freaking crazy, and these things look massive, which is gonna be awesome, and I can't wait to see this movie. Like, I'm actually pretty stoked to see this, and it's gonna be freaking awesome, and these posters have got me totally hyped. I just can't wait to see a trailer. Like, I want to see a trailer for this already, because I'm not, you know, I'm not a fan of what, what's her face looks like. Rita Repulsa looks kind of weird. She looks like the freaking wannabe Green Ranger, but I'm still interested in this movie. I can't wait to see it, and I think it's gonna be awesome. Also, Bill Hader is going to be the voice of Alpha 5. Come on, that is fucking awesome. Bill Hader as Alpha 5. Aye. That's gonna be fucking great. To all my anime lovers out there, you might hate this next part, or you might love it, but they have released some teasers for Scarlett Johansson's Ghost in a Shell. Now, this movie has had a lot of controversy around it because they were like, everybody feels like they are whitewashing this series because it starred a Japanese character and they're, you know, putting a white woman, you know, Scarlett Johansson in the main character. I think the biggest problem is not just whitewashing it with getting Scarlett Johansson. I know why they did it, because she's a big name. They want to make this a franchise, and, you know, what better thing to do than make your star, you know, Scarlett Johansson, who is a big-time actress. She's gonna put asses in seats. But the biggest problem is they kept the original character's name, which is a totally Japanese name, and you got a white woman with a Japanese name, and that's where the problem is, people. Like, at least change the name, keep the Ghost in the Shell thing, just, you know, change it. But it's still really weird. Maybe they'll explain it somehow, or they'll, I don't know. I'm interested to see what they're gonna do with the movie, but these teasers look fucking gorgeous. I don't know if you guys are into this movie. I am going to be there. I love Scarlett Johansson. Ghost in the Shell, I don't know too much about it. I have seen a couple of movies and some of the anime, but I'm really interested in it. It has a really great concept. I know there's a lot of heat around it, but I'm still gonna go watch this movie. But it looks fucking amazing, and I can't wait to check it out. I just want to throw this photo out there real quick, and it is of the new Jumanji cast, which is freaking The Rock, Jack Black, Kevin Hart, and one of the loves of my life, freaking Karen Gillan. Oh my god, if you guys don't know who Karen Gillan is, I hate you, because you should know who she is, because she's a sweetheart, she's a dork, and I fucking love her. I've known her from the Doctor Who days. She is Amy Pond, Amelia Pond. I love her to death, and she is the only reason I am going to go see this movie, because one, I love the original Jumanji, and I respect The Rock for not shitting on that movie, and they are doing a continuation, and it's not a reboot or a remake, because Robin Williams was amazing in that movie. So I'm glad that they are, you know, they're going to be paying homage to it, and they're not going to be disrespecting that movie. I wasn't going to watch this movie because I'm not a big Kevin Hart fan. He plays the same fucking character in every single movie he's in. Like, give me some diversity, Kevin Hart. Like, your comedy shit is pretty funny, but your movies are all the same damn character. So I usually stay away from Kevin Hart movies, but Karen Gillan's in this one, so I'm gonna go watch it because I love her to death, and I love Jack Black, and of course The Rock is the fucking shit. I just wanted to show this photo because it looks cool. I'm gonna go like watch this. A lot of people, it's funny, I have never seen people comment so much, like the actors themselves, about what Karen Gillan is wearing, because everybody's automatically gonna be like, oh my god, why is she in the jungle and wearing a skirt and a crop top or whatever. The Rock has said it, Karen Gillan has said it. They all say there is an explanation why she is wearing that outfit. So we're totally gonna see that. I'm pretty interested. I've never seen actors go that far to like try to combat backlash before it starts. Like when they release this photo, they're like, there's an explanation on why she's dressed like that. So it was pretty interesting, but I'm interested to see what the hell the explanation is going to be. Calling it now, apparently the rumor is that they are going to be the characters in the game. It's not going to be like they find the game and shit starts happening. I think they're like the characters in the game or some bullshit. But anyways, I'm thinking maybe she's a little girl and she grows up and her clothes just stretched and they're just small. I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there. It's gonna be hilarious if that's what they do. Let me know if you're gonna go see this movie. I am legitimately only going to see it for Karen Gillan. Let's go ahead and bring it back to some comic book news now. If you guys didn't hear, Greg Berlanti, the king of comic book shows on network TV right now, at least. The guy, if you don't know who Greg Berlanti is, he's the person that's brought you The Flash, Supergirl, Arrow, Legends of Tomorrow. He is that guy. Well, he just sold another show, which is not going to be on the CW, so it might not be part of that universe, but of the character Black Lightning. And he sold the idea of the Black Lightning show to Fox, which is pretty interesting because if you guys know, Fox has Gotham. Now, I'm interested to see if they will cross over those two shows somehow. Maybe we see an early version of Black Lightning on Gotham at some point. That would be kind of cool, and that could kick off his show somehow. I don't really know, but there is going to be a new superhero show on Fox in the coming years, and that is going to be Black Lightning is going to have his own show, and I believe it is going to center around, like, I think he's a retired superhero, but that there's a lot of crime in his neighborhood, and he's going to come back out of retirement to try to clean up the neighborhood so his kids can, like, have a nice place, safe place to live in or some shit like that. I think that's what I read somewhere, but nothing's concrete. They could change the whole thing from now to then. The cool thing about this Black Lightning thing is I'm kind of praying, hoping that we get Static Shock in this damn show. Like, that would be awesome. The Static Shock cartoon was something I watched growing up, and I would just love to see a live-action Static Shock, and that would be dope. The last thing I got for you guys is, do you know that YouTube channel, Bat in the Sun? You know, they make all those badass fighting montage videos of, like, you know, Batman versus Deadpool, you know, Batman versus Darth Vader. I mean, they have everybody. Well, that channel is huge if you guys don't know about it, but they are badass. They do these awesome choreographed fights. They are great. They're a great YouTube channel. If you do not know about them, go subscribe to them right now. They are great. Well, they are working on a top secret project with Valiant Comics. Now, if you guys don't know who Valiant are, they have this comic named The Valiant, and it is great. Like, if you are tired of DC or Marvel, or you just want a fresh take on comics, go read Valiant Comics. These have some really badass superheroes in here. I just started reading the series, so when I saw that Bat in the Sun were working with Valiant Comics to do a secret project, I thought this was fucking awesome. I'm like, I'm super hyped for it. Apparently, the top secret project is going to be like a 6 to 8 episode web series, which is going to be pretty awesome. That means there's going to be a lot of action because that's what the Bat in the Sun does. But anyways, check this out who's going to be in it. Michael Rowe's going to be in it. If you think he looks familiar, it's because he was Deadshot in the freaking Arrow series, and you know, he was killed off or whatever, but he did come out in Earth 2 on Flash. So yeah, he is going to be the star of this web series. He's going to be the ninja character. I'm forgetting his name right now, but he is going to be the star of the series. They're also working with Jason David Frank, the motherfucking Green Ranger, the wrestler John Morrison, this next guy, Derek Thieler, I think that's how you say his last name, I might have butchered it, I don't know. He is the guy I think should play Shazam. He's in a show called Baby Daddy. I think he would be a really solid Shazam. He's the one that I think should play it, but he's also in this series, so I'm like, oh shit! Could he be doing this web series to probably have some kind of reel or something to get him into the superhero verse? I don't know. And you can just look at this list right here. There is a whole bunch of other people they will be working with. But I'm pretty excited about this because this is a YouTube channel that went from just making crazy superhero fights, you know, for fun, and of course they started making some money off of it like you do on YouTube if you get big enough, and now they are working with a legit comic book company to make a web series. This is going to be fucking cool, and I'm totally going to be supporting it when it comes out. It is actually, I guess they're going to have a panel at New York Comic Con, which is going to be on October 8th. So I'll probably cover it after it comes out, whatever information they're going to release. This is going to be pretty badass. But that is it, guys. Of course, let me know what your favorite topics were from the Daily Dose today, which would have been the double shot had I released these on the same day, but I didn't. Anyways, let me know what you thought about all these crazy topics in the comment sections down below. Guys and gals, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your nerdy buddies. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for all things nerdy and geeky on this channel. As always, guys, I am your host, JUICEbox. Remember, when you wake up in the morning, ask yourself something. Have I had my daily dose of juice? See you guys next time. Bye!